Hey, we're here with Jared Patton of the Greenbrier East Spartans. And Jared, obviously, early on, you guys must have been doing everything you needed to do. I mean, took the lead. I think at one time a double-figure lead, or a 9-point lead. Let's talk about that start.
Well, I mean, we're young. I mean, I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud of how they competed throughout the game. That's what we were just talking about in here. We can do it, and we just got to put it together. I mean, this was their first varsity game for 9 of the 10 players that I have.
First varsity game.
First varsity game. So, coming out, we moved the ball well. We were attacking gaps. Defensively, we were moving. Rebounding was pretty close there in the first half. And, we have a positive. That positive is the first quarter.
Woodrow went to a little smaller lineup in the second quarter, and that seemed to get him back in the game. What did you think of their smaller lineup and what it did against you to let them get back in the game?
Well, whether they go small or big, I don't really focus tremendously on what they're doing. I'm locked in on what we're doing and what we're not doing. You look at the first quarter, second quarter, ball movement stopped. We started dribbling too much. People quit cutting with the purpose. And next thing you know, turnovers are starting. They're starting to add up.
More things you were doing than maybe what personnel they had in the game?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Was it more things that you were doing then, you think?
Yeah, more things we were doing wrong. Yes.
Why do you think it stopped? I mean, they were doing really well in the first quarter.
They were, and again, it was all about ball movement. We got to have ball movement. We got to have good crisp passes, good cuts, good drives. And, second quarter on, it kind of stalled on us a little bit. We got a little dribble happy.
It's really hard to defend a player like Redfern when he goes to the basket. He started doing that more in the third quarter, and that really kind of tilted the game in their favor. How hard is that matchup, especially if you've got 9 guys playing their first varsity matchup against a guy that started since he was a freshman, is now a senior? Yeah,
I mean, Redfern's tough. He's got to be one of the best guards in the state. We knew it was going to be a challenge coming in. It was on us again. Our defensive rotations weren't where they needed to be, so we gave up a lot of easy layups for Redfern and some of the other guys. Our rotations weren't where they needed to be.
That said, you've got to be happy that your guys strapped. And I thought most of the 50-50 balls, at least in the first half, and probably on into the third, you guys were getting all those 50-50 balls.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that. I mean, rebounding 50-50 balls, hit some shots, we figured we'd be right in the game. And, we went a little cold there in the second half. We were taking some good shots, they just wasn't falling. I think we settled a little bit for some jump shots when we could have drove. But, again, it's a young team. I'm proud of those guys.
Okay. All right. Hey, great job, Coach. Like I said, yeah, there's probably a lot of good that you're going to be able to take from this one at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, difference being having 8 seniors last year and having 2 this year, it's a little different take from a coach's perspective. So we're taking the positives from this. We're identifying what we did wrong, and we're working on it.
It's more like the roles have kind of reversed in this section. And because they were a relatively young team last year, kind of still young in spots, but you guys had a senior-laden team.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's just the way this section rolls.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, Jared, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.